In the debate over the greatest catchers in baseball history, Johnny Bench is inevitably at or near the top of the list. So complete a player was Bench that his longtime manager, Sparky Anderson, once chided a sports writer for comparing another catcher to Bench by saying, "I don't want to embarrass any other catcher by comparing him to Johnny Bench." Behind the plate, Bench redefined the catching position, setting a standard by which all catchers who followed him have attempted in vain to meet. Overshadowed by the glow of Bench's defensive achievements are his staggering accomplishments as a hitter. The physical demands of the catching position have compromised catchers' abilities to excel at the plate since the game's beginning. Of the select few catchers who have overcome the physical toll their position extracts on them to become elite hitters, few have approached Bench's level. In a career that found Bench catching 100 or more games for a staggering 13 consecutive seasons, he led the National League in home runs twice and RBI 3 times. In 5 seasons in the 1970s, Bench had one of the top 10 best OPS percentages in the league. He retired as the most prolific home run hitting catcher in baseball history, a record that eventually was surpassed by Carlton Fisk and current record holder Mike Piazza. In Reds history, no player has hit more home runs in a Cincinnati uniform than Bench's 389, nor has any player driven in more runs than Bench's 1,376. Playing alongside great power hitters and run producers such as George Foster, Joe Morgan, and Tony Perez on the Big Red Machine teams in the 1970s, Bench led the club in home runs 4 times and RBI 5 times, including 4 consecutive seasons from 1972 to 1975. A 2-time world champion, 2-time most valuable player, 10-time Gold Glove winner, 14-time All-Star, and a Reds and National Baseball Hall of Famer, Bench has been justifiably lauded for a career that embodied excellence in all facets of the game. He was as much of a weapon behind the plate as he was standing astride it with a bat in his hands. He was a more complete weapon than any catcher, if not any player, before or since. Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame Spotlight Series. I am your host, Rob from Cash Cards, and my co-host is my buddy Dave from Peacemaker Cards. How you doing, Dave?
Pretty good. I'm excited to do this.
Hey, this is going to be a fun thing because I love the National Baseball Hall of Fame, but there's a ton of drama. There's players in there that I really don't care too much about, but my favorite team is the Cincinnati Reds, and their Hall of Fame is really special to me. How about you, Dave?
I just love their Reds Hall of Fame. I'm doing the PSA set registry for trying to get one card of every Hall of Fame player, so I'm almost complete with that. I've got only like 7 or 8 players to go, and like 4 of them are pre-1900, so
yeah, it's
exciting. I'm real excited to do this.
I know this. I think this will be fun. Hopefully, everybody will like it. And we're starting off big today. I mean, the first player is a guy both of us really love to collect. He's from the class of 1986, and it's Johnny Lee Bench. How about Johnny Bench, Dave?
Big fan of him. When I first got back into collecting 3 or 4 years ago, he was the first person I went to collect, and I've got a whole bunch of his cards, and just
yeah, he's a big time player around here, man. I love collecting his stuff. You see a lot of his stuff at the shows around here, but I never got to see him play, but I did get to see highlights. I don't know if you got to catch any of the end of his career.
Yeah, I got to see quite a bit. I mean, I actually saw him in person once in '76 when they played the Padres. My dad was on leave, and we went back to Cincinnati to visit relatives, and I got to go see him in person.
Nice. Yeah, I know our mutual friend Chris from Missouri got to meet him at the
Yeah,
National a couple
yeah,
years
I did
ago.
too. I
Yep.
got the
Oh,
same
you
card. Yeah, I still up in the wall there. His rookie card signed.
Yeah, that's nice, man. That's an
But I,
awesome
I
piece.
did have my zipper up when I did it, though.
That's a good thing. That's a real good thing. So let's go ahead. Let's just jump into it. I got a little brief background on Johnny Bench, and feel free, Dave, to jump in here anytime if you have anything to add. But Johnny Lee Bench, like I said, he was the class of 1986 for the Reds Hall of Fame. Born December 7th of 1947 in Oklahoma City. And it's kind of funny because I don't know exactly when I'm going to release this video, Dave, but we're recording this on December 7th. So we're actually, and I did not
Yeah,
plan this out. We're recording this
no,
on Johnny Bench's birthday.
hey, I knew it was in early December because mine's birthday is in early December, and I knew we were real close together. So
Yeah, it's crazy. I honestly I did not plan this, but it just worked out. I guess it was meant to be. I know he was inspired by fellow Oklahoman, I believe that's how you say it, Mickey Mantle, while he watched him on TV when he was a kid. I think I saw an interview with Johnny Bench where he was talking to, or actually he was watching a game with his dad, and Mickey Mantle was playing, and the announcer commented that he was from Oklahoma, and Bench said he turned to his dad and said, "You can make it to the big leagues if you're from Oklahoma." So I thought that was kind of cool that he was
yeah,
inspired by the Mick. When he was traveling with his high school baseball team as a kid, the bus got in a crash, went over a 50-foot ravine, and it ended up killing a couple of his classmates or his friends and teammates and injured him a little bit. But I mean, it was really close to, I mean, we might not have ever known who Johnny Bench was.
wow, I hadn't heard that story.
Yeah. So in June of 1965, in baseball's first free agent draft for amateurs, the Cincinnati Reds selected Johnny Bench in the second round. I think he was the 36th pick overall. Do you
Yeah,
remember who they selected in front of Bench?
yeah. In fact, I picked up a card. I
There,
did Bernie Carbo.
Bernie Carbo, who would come back to kind of haunt the Reds a little bit in '75,
Yeah,
but we ended up, we took care of business in game 7 of that series. The Reds manager, this was 1966, and I was unfamiliar with this guy, Don Hefner. I I didn't know anything about him as far as being a Reds manager. Do you know anything about Don Hefner?
yeah. I know he was the manager because I got a manager card for my set builds, but he was only a manager for about 1 year. Or
Yeah, I don't even think he made it through the whole year. I think
yeah,
he got fired and was replaced by Bristol, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken. But it says in '66 he wanted to keep 18-year-old Johnny Bench on the team, but they instead sent him to Hampton, Virginia, to play for the Peninsula Grays in single A ball in the Carolina League. And he went on to win Player of the Year that season. He batted .294 with 22 home runs before he got called up to AAA Buffalo. And when he left the Peninsula Grays team, they retired his number 8 jersey. I thought that was, I mean, he played
wow,
1 year with them, and they retired his jersey number. I thought that was
yeah,
kind of cool. Bench's stay in Buffalo was not very kind to him. In the very first inning that he played for him, Dave, he got his thumb broken. I think he took a foul ball off of it, and so it ended his season. And he decided to drive back to Bangor, Oklahoma. I think he was in his '65 Ford Fairlane. I don't know if you ever drove one of those before,
I've
but
seen
he
him.
but he was actually collided with a drunk driver on the way home, and he survived obviously, but he ended up
Yeah,
he had to get like 27 stitches in his head. So I mean, just like the bus crash,
yeah,
I mean, another vehicle accident that could have
yeah,
easily taken, his life. So I thought that
Well,
was
those Ford Fairlanes were big tank.
they were yeah. He was
Yeah, huge cars.
probably going to survive that one. At 19 years old, he returned to Buffalo in 67. He hit 259, 23 home runs, and played stellar defense and was named the minor league player of the year by the Sporting News. The Reds promoted him in late August that year, and he started 26 games down the stretch for a team that was just out of contention. Bench, he didn't hit well that month that he was up. He batted, I think, 163, had a home
Yeah.
run, and but they saw enough to make a commitment. They traded two-time Gold Glove winner and three-time All-Star Johnny Edwards, who was just 29 at the time, to the St. Louis Cardinals to kind of clear a path for the 20-year-old Johnny Bench. And I looked at I didn't know if Johnny Edwards was a Reds Hall of Famer. He's not, but he
No.
was a pretty popular player for the Reds at the time. I do know that. And for them to trade, I mean, Johnny Edwards, their starting catcher, who had already made a few All-Star teams, won a couple Gold Gloves.
Yeah.
I mean, they had some major confidence in Johnny Bench. And I know I heard another story that he told in an interview when he got called up in 67. He was in the locker room, and I don't know who Johnny Edwards, who his backup catcher was at the time, but the backup catcher came up to the young Johnny Bench and said, "Hey, kid, I heard you're up here to take my job. It's not going to happen." And Bench said, "I'm not here to take your job." And he pointed at Edwards, and he said, "I'm here to take his job." So I thought that was a pretty cool story. So 68, Bench started to rise to stardom like pretty quickly in 68. He played in a couple games early, but he got his first start on April 17th, and he stayed in the lineup for 81 straight games. He caught 154 games that season, and that was a rookie record for a catcher. And he hit 272 with 15 home runs and 82 RBIs. Bench's power numbers led the league for catchers, and his 40 doubles were third in the league for all players. Even though he started slow, I mean, he ended up batting, I believe he started to bat fourth for the team down the stretch. And that year, I believe the Reds led the league in runs. So, I mean, he was batting cleanup as a rookie for a team that led the league in runs. So,
Yeah.
So he started like right away, man. I mean, showing what kind of player he was going to be. And he was selected to his first All-Star team in 68, sorry.
Yes.
And he caught one inning. He caught the ninth inning of the game where the National League won 1-0. I think they played in the Astrodome, and that season he ended up winning Rookie of the Year. So,
yeah, he's the first catcher to win the National League Rookie of the Year.
Oh, the first catcher to ever win the National League Rookie of the Year. That's a pretty nice stat. So he would go on to play I think he played 17 seasons, all with the Reds. And when you look at some of the Reds greats, Dave, I mean, Pete Rose didn't play his whole career with the Reds.
No.
Frank Robinson. It was pretty much, I mean, Bench and Concepcion off that Big Red Machine team were really the two players that played their entire career with the Reds. So he played 17 years with the Reds, and he pretty much rewrote the standards for catchers. He was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame, the National Baseball Hall of Fame, in '89. He got 96% of the vote in his first year of eligibility. He had already made the Reds Hall of Fame, like I said, in '86. And the Reds had retired his number at the time, permanently retired, number 5. He was named to the Major League Baseball's All-Century team as the top-ranking catcher. And since 2000, the Johnny Bench Award has been presented after the conclusion of the College World Series to honor the top Division I baseball catcher. In 2008, the Reds honored him again with a bronze statue outside of Great American Ballpark. I know you haven't seen that yet, but if you look, when you go to Great American Ballpark, Dave, you can go to the Johnny Bench statue, and there's a bunch of bricks that are surrounding it. And one of the bricks has my name on it. Me and my wife bought us a brick. They were having some kind of fundraiser for the Reds Hall of Fame, and we got our brick out there. And I'll put a picture of it sometime in this video. But I love that they put it next to the Johnny Bench statue. So I thought that was pretty cool. So, any thoughts about Johnny Bench? Any of his statistics, anything like that you want to add, Dave?
Yeah, he was a two-time MVP in both 1970 and 72. He was MVP of the 1976 World Series, won 10 Gold Gloves, 14 All-Star appearances, and one of really things I admire, he enlisted in the U.S. Army Reserves in 1966.
Yep.
And he was assigned to the 478th Engineer Battalion located in Fort Thomas, Kentucky. And he served there with other Reds, including Pete Rose, Bobby Tolan, and Darrell Cheney. And he served in the reserves for 6 years, so he was able to balance duties with the team and the military service during that time.
Yep.
He went to 3 USO tours in Vietnam with the Bob Hope USO tours, and went to entertain the troops and everything.
He was, I mean, a lot of people might not know, he was a kind of a celebrity in the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a pretty popular guy. I think he was on like Hee Haw and
they say you don't talk on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim.
Yeah, and like after his MVP in 70, he had numerous TV appearances and cameos and stuff.
Yeah, I know he was. He thought he could sing pretty good. I know.
Yeah, I think I've heard he had a single or something, or
he did something like that.
A country single. Then, of course, in the early '80s, he had the Baseball Bunch.
I know a lot of people talk about that show. I didn't get to see it. It was a little before my time, but man, a lot of people.
That was prime me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 12 years old when that came out, and I watched it every week. And
we're waiting for you. We've got a hunch you'll love the Baseball Bunch.
Hi, I'm Johnny Bench, and this is the Baseball Bunch. Sam, Kate, Harold, Ozzie, Rick, Freddie, Michelle, Louie, with the Dugout Wizard, the Chicken,
and special guest, Johnny Bench. You can learn too. We're waiting for you. We've got a hunch you'll love the Baseball Bunch.
The Baseball Bunch is brought to you by Trix, the delicious fruit-flavored cereal kids love, because Trix are for kids.
Just, hey, there's a red on there. I got to watch this.
I know. There's been so many times I've been talking to somebody about Johnny Bench, and they're like, oh, man, I love the Baseball Bunch. I think they had the San Diego Chicken on there.
Yeah,
I've seen clips. I saw Ted Williams was on one of the
Tom
episodes.
Lasorda was on there, too. He was like the Swami or something.
Yeah, so a lot of people love that. And I know he went into broadcasting a bit after that show. I don't know. He might have worked for some of the major networks, but I remember him from when I was a kid in 1990 when the Reds were making their run for the World Series. He was on, I think, Channel 5 used to do some of the games, and him and Tom Brenneman would be the broadcasters on there. So I remember listening to him call some of the games on TV when I was a kid. So I don't know how much he did of that before the 90s. or before 1990. I don't know if he did it after that or how long he was. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Anything else to add? Or I do have some of his, like maybe some of his top moments with the Reds. I know I was kind of looking through. I believe he won the 76 World Series MVP. He had that 2 home run game. I think it was at game 4 when they swept the
when they swept the Yankees.
He hit I think it was in 76. It might have been in the NL Championship Series. And I think they swept that series, if I'm not mistaken, as well. I mean, that team was just unbelievable. He hit a home run. Let's see. He hit a home run off of, let's see, who was it? I think George Foster. I think they were losing. They were losing 6-4 in the bottom of the 9th against the Phillies in Game 3 of the NLCS. George Foster hit a leadoff home run off Ron Reed, and then Bench followed with the I guess the tying home run.
4 years ago, almost to the day, came up with nobody out, bottom of the 9th inning, and homered to tie Game 5 against Pittsburgh. I mean, Sparky likes the theater, but
Enough's enough.
keep the drama there. It's a deep center field. Barry Maddox goes all the way back at the wall. Gone!
And the Reds would go on to win that game in the series. But I think maybe the biggest moment that he had was it 72 against the Pirates, where I believe the Pirates had a 3-2 lead, and this was the deciding game of the NLCS. The Pirates were coming off; they won the World Series in '71, I believe. And Bench came in. The Reds were down by 1 in the 9th of the deciding game. I believe it was Game 5. And he was facing Dave Justy, who was probably one of the best relievers in the league. Definitely the Pirates' best reliever. He had like a 1.9 something ERA, and Bench hit the game tying home run to right. I think it was right center field or right field, which he hardly went the opposite way.
1 and 2. The line. And a pitch to Bench. Change hit in the air to deep right field. Back goes Clemente. At the fence. She's done.
Yeah.
And I think Al Michaels had a pretty good call on that. And then maybe my favorite moment, just as a Reds fan, was his home run on Johnny Bench night.
Right. I love that.
The call by Joe Nuxall was just gives me goosebumps.
The 0-1. Swung on and hit well to left field. Get out of here, baseball! He scored! Oh, my God! Can you believe it? Johnny Bench has tied it up. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. He makes the tour, and I'll tell you what, you can't write anything like that.
I love that he hit that home run on his night. So I thought that was a fitting way to end a great career. Yeah. So that's about it, man. Unless you have anything else to add, Dave, we can show some of our baseball cards of Johnny Bench.
Okay.
Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I'm cool.
All right, man. I'm gonna throw us into showdown mode. I'm gonna steal that line from a couple guys I know. Here we go. And yeah, let's see. Anything you got, Dave? You want to share?
Of course, we got his rookie card.
Oh yeah.
Picked that up at Strongsville in 2004. 24.
Yep, that's a beautiful card.
And then one of the absolutely best cards of him is a 69.
Oh, I love that one. That's what I think. That's one of the best baseball cards ever made, right there.
Yeah. I mean, you can even see he's still 55.
Yep.
There, got the rookie cup, got one of the best Reds uniforms of all times.
Yep, I agree. Beautiful card.
See, I got all his whole Chops run, so
Yeah, that's one I need to get. I've been waiting for the right one for the 70
Yeah,
top.
that's a tough one. That's a high number.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to find that thing with
Yeah, it's one
decent
of the last
centering.
ones I needed for his run.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love the blue sky on that card.
yeah, beautiful card there. Let's see, we got 72.
That's a great one. Love that design.
Yeah. Another great action shot here. It's a 73.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I think that's
A lot
one of
of
the
the red,
better cards out of that set.
yeah. A lot of the Reds and Giants cards from like 72 or 73 are like from the same game. I've looked at them, and because you can see the Giants in the dugout there, and
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a McCovey card with bench in it, and
yeah.
yeah.
And we have 74. You like to be in this catcher position.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that pose right there.
Now, I was doing Sparky in the early 70s, gave him rest and played him in the outfield for like 115 games or
Yeah,
something like that. I would like to sing that. He actually played 2 games in center field.
he did.
That would have been a sight to see.
I
Yeah,
didn't
he
know that.
mostly played left and right field, but
Yeah, look at that one. I love that image.
yeah, absolutely beautiful with all the dust. Just what the hell just happened there?
Yeah, that's. I would like to know the story behind that card. He
Yeah.
looks pretty pissed right there.
And 77.
Nice.
78.
That's
Still a good batting pose for 79.
Yep. The last years of the Big Red Machine right there. All the guys were heading out.
And we got 80 when that's when he started moving to first and third base.
Yeah.
Good older portrait of him.
Yep. A lot. You look at that card and then you look at his rookie card. The the faces.
Yeah.
How time changed him.
And then his last regular tops card, 83. And also been getting into Kellogg's cards.
Yeah, Kellogg's cards are getting more and more popular in the community.
Absolutely beautiful, 70.
Yeah, that's one I want.
This is probably one of my top 5 favorite cards.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. It's 74 Kellogg's. Got 81 and 82 Kellogg's.
Nice.
And then pulled out a few Hostess too. I brand new. Probably going to do a video for my channel showing these 2 cards after this. So,
little sneak peek.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
It says a 76 Hostess.
Nice. Looks like the 75 pose almost. On there.
And then we got the 77 Hostess. And we got the 79 Hostess.
Sweet. Awesome stuff, Dave. Actually, I went to a card show this morning, and I was trying to hurry up. I knew I had to be back here for us to do some recording, and I had to get everything ready and set up. But I went through the show pretty quick, and it ended up, I here lately, I don't find much vintage at this show. Today, they had kind of a lot. There was a lot of cards I kind of wanted, but I'm trying to save up money for Strongsville as well. But I did find a Johnny Bench card, and it's kind of a unique card. Here's a little. It's a
buyback.
Yeah, it's a Topps buyback. I think this is the 73 league leaders card with him and Dick Allen, and it's got the they put the buyback stamp right on Johnny Bench's hat. But I think
Could have moved it up in the corner a little bit more.
yeah, I think they should have, but I thought it was had to have it. And then the dealer is a buddy of mine. He gave me a sweet deal on it. I got it for hardly anything. I do have some Johnny Bench autographs. These are a couple gifts from a buddy of mine, John. This one's got Sean Casey, couple Reds Hall of Famers right here. Probably my favorite bench auto is.
Ooh,
Yeah, man.
I love that.
Love that card. That's my favorite autograph in the collection, and this one's right up there.
Oh, I want that card.
Yeah, I bought this a while ago, man, and it seems like the price keeps going up on it. So
Yeah, I've seen a couple on eBay, but they're
if you can grab one, grab one. But I love, I love the OPG cards. So you were there.
You picking that up.
You were there when I got that one. Let's run through a few of the old OPGs. You can get these leader cards even in OPGs, Dave. You can get these pretty inexpensive. I know Bench and Perez. A lot of those guys were on the league leader cards back in the day. I think this was the first OPG that I bought. Got this at the Eastgate Card Show, and this one started it all for me, man. It got me going on the OPGs. So, seen that card again. Just love that 75, man.
Yeah, those OPGs are great.
Yeah. Try to go through them kind of quick. This was always one of my favorite leader cards.
Yeah.
My brothers didn't have the OPG, but my brothers, they had a few baseball cards when I was a kid, and they glued them all to photo albums, but all they had was 75 and 76. But then they had like a little box of some that they didn't glue. And I remember getting I stole a bunch of cards from them. Don't tell them, Dave, but I stole a bunch of baseball
I think the statute of limitations are up.
Yeah. They had no idea. OPG, and my last OPG is this one right here. So just love that stuff. Love collecting Johnny Bench, Dave, and he's just one of my favorite players. And I thought it was fitting that, for us to start this series to just go out, start with a bang.
Yeah,
I know we both love to collect, and maybe he might be the best player in Reds history. I don't know. At least
I couldn't argue against that.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, he's the best catcher in MLB history. So
yeah, so guy played his whole career in Cincinnati. Never really gotten in trouble. Good representative for the city and the team. He's always going to be in Pete Rose's shadow, unfortunately.
Yeah.
As far as people around the city, but to me, man, I do. I think he's the best player in Reds history, and I love to collect his cards, and I'm glad that we chose him for our first episode.
Yeah, great choice.
All right, Dave, you got anything to add before we get out of here, buddy?
Nope.
Nothing to add. We'll
get. You know who the only no hitter Johnny Bench caught was.
I know who it is, but go ahead.
It's speaking of buybacks.
Oh yeah, you got a buyback. Nice. That's pretty sweet. Yep. Yeah, I read a little bit about him and Maloney. I know when he was a rookie, he was kind of getting on Maloney about some stuff on the mound, and they couldn't believe it. Like, Bench didn't care. Like, he didn't care if you were a veteran or whatever. I mean, he was telling those pitchers, what to do, what they were doing wrong, and go ahead.
I know one time I forget who the pitcher was, but the pitcher didn't have it, and he tried to tell him. Pitcher wouldn't believe him, so okay, throw your fastball. he caught it with his bare hand.
Yes, I read that. I almost included that in this. I forget who I don't know if I could pronounce the pitcher's name. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, I saw that story when I was doing a little research, but I thought that was
Yeah.
funny. So, all right, Dave, we're getting out of here. Thank you for doing this show with me. We're going to try to do it maybe one a month, maybe 2 a month. I don't know. It depends on our schedules.
Yeah.
So, and it
I'm
depends
looking
on.
forward to it.
Yep, I think we're going to have fun. So, thank you guys for joining us. Y'all take care, and God bless. Bye.
Bye.